That's your pre-show music for now. So, uh, okay, and we're live. Just muting that, and you're listening to MLVC, the Madonna podcast, your place for all things Madonna. Louise Veronica Ciccone. I am your unofficial celebration tour correspondent, Stefan, in case you didn't know, and it's a special treat on today's live episode. Today's guest in person is
Hello, darlings. 'Tis I, Liberty,
in person.
in person
Yay!
here in Philadelphia.
Applause, applause, applause. Well, I don't need to introduce you to everyone because they should know who you are if they listen to the show. And we're going to try and talk because we're not doing microphones. So we're going to try.
Oh, yeah, we'll get really close.
We're going to lean in.
We're going to be intimate.
Close up, close and personal.
Okay.
Thank God there's a filter on this.
Yeah, especially after that late night I have.
It's yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, it's we were coexisting on not much sleep thanks to Madonna. But we didn't sue anybody.
No, we did not. And actually, to be honest, it really wasn't late.
No.
I mean, when I say late, I mean I was like awake, like I can't believe I just had this visceral experience, this moment of pure, unadulterated joy in my life.
So for everyone, because we get a lot of requests, is what time did she go on last night? When did she go on last night? 10:05.
I believe.
So the DJ finished at 9:30.
Yeah.
And Madonna came out at 10:05. So Liberty and I got to the venue before they opened. There was a restaurant bar area at Wells Fargo, and it was vibrant. People were eating. Lots of chicken and Pete's fries were being had. We got to dance for the Wells Fargo social media team.
We did.
And we chatted with a bunch of people and listened to some Madonna music and got hyped for the show. The venue opened. We got to go in and walk around, and I think we spent a good hour and a half.
Yeah, I mean, at least. And there were lots of little photo opportunity places. There were some cute lights with a really cool, like there was a whole wall where they just from Madonna's beginning of the career.
That wall, I don't think I'd seen that wall before, but maybe it was at other venues, but there was a wall tracking Madonna's history, basically like a Madonna timeline. And it was so well done and really well laid out. Yeah, like if you're not getting to the venue early, I feel like you're really missing out on some of the like Madonna fan experience because her team does a really great job at putting little photo op spots are hidden around the venue. And like, if you don't walk around the whole thing, you're going to miss out on some, but a lot of them are like the pink neon that they had for the Finally Enough Love neon sign. They have a lot of like Material Girl, Strike a Pose. Is that like
can dance?
Really great photo ops.
Yes, and like cut out things like full body size so you can stand behind them and take a photo.
That was fun. They had like Madonna cutouts, so like your head on like the
Marie Antoinette
Virgin Tour Madonna or Marie Antoinette from the Vogue,
the Blonde Ambition cone corset.
Yeah. So lots of fun. So this was Liberty's first time seeing the show in person after months of FOMO.
Yeah, major FOMO.
What'd you think?
It was incredible. And I've said that, to a couple of folks who've messaged me about it. And I really am like stunned. I'm stunned. I think I had an idea. I had no idea. I mean, I watched lots of YouTube videos. Really the reason, I mean, obviously because I wanted to meet Stefan. I think this was our,
well,
just look at him, guys. I mean, for real.
Seriously.
But I had to.
It was for Madonna. This was just a free place to stay. That's all.
Yeah, actually, I'm pretty.
She's like, oh, Stefan will let me stay at his place.
Yeah. No, I am. Well,
she has to clean the bathroom, by the way. That's the mess.
I shan't reveal, but
I meant the mess from you.
Yeah. Okay.
Dirty underwear all over the floor. It's just ridiculous. I was like, what is this? Justify My Love video? Come on.
It's cathartic. It's a journey. He doesn't like my style of decoration. I don't get it. But anyhow, we had wanted to meet since, well, years ago,
Yeah,
but
well, I mean, we've been
Vancouver,
podcasting for years
yeah,
and have never met in person.
5 years this year.
So
And so, well, I mean, I've not been the host, a co-host all that time, but I've been wanting
you've
to
been a,
meet
a
you.
member of the family.
Yeah, the Madonna fam.
Madonna, Madonna.
Yeah, so and on Saturday night last week, and I was watching the Drowned World Tour and moved to tears,
Crying.
honestly, because how could I do this to myself as a fan to say, oh yeah, cool, Austin's great, I'll just wait. I couldn't wait anymore. I could not wait. This shirt, okay,
Justin Teodoro's
yeah,
short is wonderful.
waiting
Looks really
for
good on
her.
you,
I
by the
was,
way.
thank you. I've been waiting so long and I just couldn't wait anymore. And I'm so glad that I did. And I'm glad that I decided to just buy the ticket. Philadelphia happened to be one of the shows that with a lot of availability last minute.
Yeah.
So if that's something that you guys find yourself, considering like, oh, should I get a ticket? Should I try to
Yeah,
go?
so let's talk about tour logistics just for a second.
Mhm.
Okay, so first things first, I always recommend, everyone's always asked, what time should I get to the venue? Get there when they open.
Yeah.
Go and have fun, hang out with people. You're gonna meet lots of different fans, have an experience. It's a night, just go and have fun.
Mhm.
And just pay the babysitter extra money. You'll be fine. It's a blast. I met tons of people there. Thank you for all the listeners who came up and said hello to us. There was so many people and it was great. I mean, people from all over the world were there last night and it was fantastic. Thank you for coming up and saying hi. It's always a blast to meet people who listen to the show. And you can do some merch shopping, and I advise do your merch shopping
100%.
beforehand. You might not want to hold on to it during the show, but we were scrambling after the show because we were like, we'll wait, we'll get the merch afterwards. The merch shops, the stands were running out of
Yep.
sizing. So unless you're like a pop-up shop area like New York, get your stuff before the show because I was literally running to the next stand because they were shutting the venue down. And I was like, okay, we have to get out of here. So I got the girly show redo, which is actually really nice. There's glitter lettering on the front and on the back, which I don't know if you can see a little bit.
Celebration tour.
But last night's new merch was the redo replica of the Who's That Girl tour jacket.
Yes.
It's a slightly smaller, compact version of the bomber jacket from Blonde Ambition. But so it's cheaper. It's not as expensive. I think it was what, 190?
195, I want to say. And not only that, but it's white, sort of satiny woman's sort of cut. I think it actually is a woman's cut.
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna get it as a guy, prepare for a crop top because and I can't, other than white t-shirts, which I'm not a huge fan of, this is a fully white jacket. And I'm like, that would be the one day I'd happen to have like grape juice, which I never drink, but like the one day or like spaghetti.
Yeah.
Like I'd just be like, I'm gonna wear this Who's That Girl jacket out to an Italian restaurant. And then I just like have someone like spill an entire plate of like chicken parmesan on me at the day that I decide to wear the jacket. So just be cognizant. It's a white jacket, all pristine and beautiful and gorgeous. Actually, I thought it was funny. I wondered if they had done that to match her hair color in Who's That Girl, the movie, because her hair, like it's very similar to the same, like Nikki Finn, white blonde hair. So that made its premiere at the merch stands at Philadelphia. Hot item. It was selling out at left and right.
And I went to buy it after the show, and they only had smalls left. So
it's down. So
I'm doing the crybaby song all day as a result. Yeah.
So what else can we say about the show? So Philly, so Liberty was up against the catwalk right by the bedtime story stage. I was 6th row from the front cake stage where she comes out for Nothing Really Matters. So, and I will say I was a little hesitant about those seats when I found out where she was going to be because she spends so much time facing away from you, but actually it's a really great vantage point to see the show. She is a little bit far away from you sometimes, but for the numbers that she's on the cake stage, like nothing really matters. Everybody in a little bit of Into the Groove, Holiday, Like a Prayer, Bitch on Madonna, like those numbers are she's amazingly close, and it's great to see those numbers up front. Liberty, what was your experience like seeing her up close and personal?
I mean, of course, I had it. When I bought my seat, I was very excited because I was like, this is right along the catwalk. Like, I'm definitely at least gonna see her close 2 or 3 times. It was many more times because the sort of center of the show and the meat of the show is really like right in there.
Yeah.
And not only that, but you can see the main stage from where I was. The hardest part is thinking like, where should I look next? Like and not even just because I just want to see Madonna, but because there's so much happening on all the different
Everywhere.
spots. So there's just no bad place, I have a feeling. Like maybe unless your view is obstructed by something.
Yeah, like if you're behind the stage and like a partially obstructed view, that might be. But oh, what I was gonna say is like Liberty was saying with the cheap tickets. If you haven't bought a ticket yet and she's coming to your city, ticket prices dropped in Philadelphia. There were pit tickets, Sound Factory pit tickets for $250 the day before the show. I was a little annoyed because I had bought my ticket in the sixth row for at least double that price, and I would have much preferred to have been in the pit. So, but we were saying this, like I would have been in a panic not having had a ticket to that show. And of course, I would have been paranoid that there wouldn't have been tickets available that close to the show and that it would have been sold out and blah, blah, blah. So it is risky to not get your ticket until right before, but lots of availability opened up. And so many, like we were talking to a woman at the show who saw that Madonna was going to be in town on the news, literally yesterday's 6 o'clock news, called the venue, heard that there was tickets available, and there she was at the show. Yeah. So God bless Action News in Philadelphia for helping people see Madonna.
A little bit of publicity never hurt, did it?
Yeah, exactly. So what were your favorite parts from the show now that you've seen the show in person, Liberty?
Okay, so I originally was super excited to see Die Another Day because I have been sort of, oh, well, I'm not sure I'm gonna love that. And I was wowed, absolutely wowed, mostly because the song has taken a new meaning for me. Basically, just given the last year of the Madonna verse as a whole. And I feel like there's a possibility that the lyric is a little bit different, where instead of I guess I'll die another day, it's like it almost sounds like she's saying I'll just die another day.
Oh,
I don't know if there's I don't know if that's really happening or if it's the sound and the spot where I was. But I'll have to see it again, I guess, to really know the truth.
Twist your arm.
I know.
Ow, ow, ow. Yeah.
The other highlight was Express Yourself, which I didn't think I was gonna like acoustic. I loved it, not only because she was right there, right there. It was just so touching. I actually really enjoyed Hung Up with Takesha.
Yeah.
That's so good and hot. So hot. It was really good. I mean, there was no point where I was like, should I go to the bathroom?
Right. I'm gonna go get a hot dog from the stands.
Yeah. No. There was no point at which I would have been tempted to like scatter away. It was just so good, and it exceeded all my expectations, actually.
Good. And goal achieved then.
Goal achieved.
It's worth the trip.
Yeah. And she really was maybe feet from me multiple times. And at one point during Don't Tell Me, I'm pretty sure she looked down at me and smiled because she's right there. But the bodyguard was right there, so I was afraid to reach out.
So let's just talk Madonna's bodyguards.
Yeah, there's some
very attractive men, let me tell you. Like
it's fine specimens.
I almost was like, I'd charge Madonna just to have this guy tackle me.
They're tough though. Like you do not want to mess with
No,
those.
yeah, I'd probably have a broken arm or something.
The guy who was like 2 seats in front, well, technically in front of like my row, in front of my row, he reached up during that close moment, and that bodyguard, I mean, they were like, there were two of them, big meaty men,
Yes.
whoop right on him, like,
Really?
friend, you were not reaching up.
Interesting.
And also during the Vogue,
The
the part
ballroom
where
scene.
Esther's
Oh
on
yeah, yeah, yeah,
stage,
yeah.
and I mean, they're heavy presence
Yeah.
during the,
I noticed them much more last night than I did when I was in
yeah.
the pit. I don't know
That's
why.
not the Philly like
Like,
crowd, is it? I don't know about that. Some wild stuff going on there.
Yeah.
Venue security also was really not. I mean, to me,
Robust.
they were.
They
I
were
know others.
robust.
Yeah, well, ours were not. They were small.
Oh, they
Small
were humble. They were a humble size
Yeah.
in your area. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to think of. So one thing I noticed from where I was, and I don't know if it was where because of where my seat was in the location, that I had the whole venue sort of coming, the sound of the venue coming at me. The Philly crowd was loud and
Yes.
like really energetic and up. It was Liberty. It was all Liberty. Liberty, that's all, it was just her. To the point where I was like, oh my God, and I've seen this, that was my fifth time seeing the show now, and I was impressed that Philadelphia was turning up the volume the way that they did. I want to, somebody else had said they think that that was the most energetic crowd they've seen at their
At the show,
at
like
the show
overall.
since they've seen it, and that was their fifth time seeing it as well.
Yeah.
So not bad for a Thursday in Philadelphia, I gotta say.
Gotta say.
And she was very happy. She's even said, she's like, Philadelphia, it's been a while. I'm so happy to be back.
Yeah.
I missed you.
In a great mood. I mean,
yeah, she
like
just seemed really happy.
Great mood, happy, playing with us a little bit. I also have to say a little bit about Bob the drag queen, because I didn't know how I would perceive that like in person. I didn't exactly know what the role was either. But Bob comes in, warms the crowd, and his timing is absolutely impeccable.
Yeah.
If I could have Bob's talent for
You
like
do.
half
You
a
do.
second.
You need Bob's opportunity.
Yeah, okay,
That's
maybe
what it comes
so.
down to.
There was I cracked up because he asked the guy, there was this guy, the first one he approached there as he's walking through
The straight guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
poor guy.
Straight.
Yeah.
He's like, the guy's like, you couldn't really understand the dude because he was definitely drunk.
Yeah, that's what Bob said. He was like, "Oh, this guy's so drunk, he's not gonna remember the show tomorrow."
Yeah, he's yeah, that guy was kind of a crazy one. But but Bob's like, it's okay. Oh, we can't all be perfect. So
yeah,
it's funny. But anyway, that was a big highlight, just because there are some moments where I think, when I think about Bob's position in the show, and I think about what he has, that like this sort of platform he has, but that Madonna has given to him, it is a representation, I think, for a community. I cannot wait till they get to Tennessee.
It'll be interesting to see what happens when the tour gets to
these sort of middle states,
more conservative towns.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to all of the dancers, because where I was, I got to really see Justify My Love super up close. And then I was right by the front stage where the dancers do the Ray of Light number. And that choreo is constant. And they are working their butts off, their perky butts. And it was amazing to just see their bodies right up in our faces, and majestic, wonderful. They are some of the hardest working people during that show, because it's non-stop dancing from them. And kudos to all of them. I was snapping. I was like, I'm going to do a dancer appreciation post on Instagram, just because it's like,
yeah. And I mean, there are several that you can definitely, that have been, they're repeat, right? So they've been on tours with Madonna previously. Marvin is one. Nicolas Bouchard is there. Danielle Sibili, I'm sure I'm saying his name right. He specifically, when I see him, I want to say that when Madonna probably saw him for the first time, she had to think about Martin Burgoyne.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, maybe.
There's something about him
like
that is
visually
so
similar.
yes. But again, I'm not in Madonna's head. I don't know these things. This is just my observation.
Hypothesizing.
Marvin, if you're watching this, Marvin,
Oh, Marvin, we'd love to have you on the show.
oui, s'il te plaît, Marvin. He's absolute, and they are all the women dancing with her during Hung Up and the Tokisha. I just, ooh, I mean,
It's good. It's good.
yes.
It's good. If you've not seen it yet, you've got such a treat coming
Mm,
your way. If you have seen it, you know what we're talking
yeah.
about. Um, everyone kept asking us, well, they know Liberty's seen it again. That was my right now official. I have no other official dates to see the show, but I got asked a couple times, is this your last show, Stefan? And I said, for now.
Perhaps.
I mean, you never know what the future may hold. She's still got a couple months left of the
Mhm.
run, and I still have that Vancouver flight credit from when she canceled in July. So, hmm.
Interesting.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder. So
I mean,
maybe April in Texas.
it's a beautiful time. It's probably the best time of year to be in Texas because of spring and it's tolerable. It's not yet hot, and it is sunny and it is
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe we'll
maybe
see. We'll
so a
see.
chance. I hope so because
Oh,
I
it would be
love
great to
Madonna
hang out again.
dearly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get some barbecue.
Yes. Check out some
Got
Austin
to get a
bands.
little don't tell me outfit going
Yeah.
on. Actually, Austin's not really cowboy Texas though.
No, but you can always cowboy in Austin and no one's gonna bat an
Do
eye.
they have like hat stores and
Oh yeah.
in Austin?
Oh yeah.
Really? Okay,
Sure.
well,
Everywhere in Texas, pretty much.
maybe I'll get a hat.
Well, yeah, you need one around those parts.
Some spurs,
Some chaps.
I do have to say, it was a little rough getting up this morning. Liberty got to sleep in. I had to go to work, and but I am not the only one. So there was a lot of people messaging me today saying, I'm so dead. I'm exhausted. There was one guy who was at the show last night and he had to hop on an early morning flight to get to Vegas to go see Kylie. And I was like, well, this was not timed very well, was it?
Oh my
But
goodness.
yeah, people, it's a late night and you're going to be exhausted, but I would say it's worth it.
Yeah, I would say it's worth it. I don't think, look, I mean, the story of what Madonna does in this tour is sort of tells a story. Okay. So it's first of all, there's the story of her career, but there's also sort of a love message, right? A sort of thank you message to the fans, which, us diehards really, this is the thing that speaks to us the most.
Yeah.
But if you are watching closely, you can see there is this reach for understanding, sort of bridging something between her and a fair weather fan. So if you've like, oh, I used to like Madonna back in the 80s. Okay, but you can still like her now, and she shows you exactly why.
Yeah.
And she highlights some different sort of parts of what her life is now for us, and especially the inclusion of her children
Yeah.
is it's heartwarming, of course, but it is this humanity part of her which I think gets lost in translation, um in what the media posts about her or what things get picked out to share about Madonna.
Yeah.
They lose the humanity of who she is. And for me as a mother, that was absolutely one of the best parts of being in the audience, because I feel that it's important never to miss that she is a human,
Yeah.
and has a caring and a loving side. You can see it in her relationship with the dancers on the stage. Those smiles between them, they can't be staged. You can't that can't be part of like the act. She looks in and they caress each other and they hold each other and they smile at each other. And then with her children, and you can see David and her looking at each other from across from one end to the other.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. So before we forget, so last night, that was the first time I believe David and her duetted.
No, they'd done that in New York.
Oh,
Like
had they?
just the night before.
Oh, okay, because
The night before.
I hadn't heard that they did that in New York. So
Yeah.
when all of a sudden David starts singing Mother and Father with her, I was like, what's happening right now? He sounds really good.
Yes. Oh, I love it. And listen, he does a lot in
Mm-hmm.
the show, like way
Mm-hmm.
more than I anticipated. I
Yeah.
guess for whatever reason, that was over my head.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
when I see him there, and I'm just like, the child is a performer.
Yeah,
Like
he's really good.
he's fantastic, and he's engaging, and he's beautiful, and
Mhm.
he's talented. And I know he looked a little nervous, I think, when he was starting to sing, but everybody, I think, was so surprised that they all just went, huh?
Yeah, I was shocked. I kept watching Madonna, and as she was supposed to start the second verse, I was like, she wasn't singing, and I heard a voice, and I was like, who's singing that? And I turned, and I was like, oh my God, it's David.
Yeah.
I was surprised,
Yeah.
pleasantly surprised, but and he sounds great. I
Yeah.
loved it.
Yeah. And I mean, be ready for the spontaneous water that comes from your eyes spouting forth in a
I thought you
reaction.
meant the baptism.
That part, yeah, I didn't get any
You didn't
baptizing,
get
but
baptized.
she's getting a little bit, you know.
She's throwing the bottle out now.
Yeah, she's like,
Oh, it was cute. So the guy next to me, he had never, not only had he never seen Madonna in concert, he had never seen a concert. And so I was like, oh, dude, you're getting spoiled tonight because this is setting a precedent. You're never going to want to see another show if
yeah.
it's like simple. But, and he was freaking out at random times, like during Beast Within when well, right before Beast Within when she like throws the match and the fire goes and you could feel the heat from it, and he was like, whoa, there's fire, and I was like, that's hysterical.
Yeah.
Like how it like he I guess he just didn't think they could do pyrotechnics or something. I don't know. But yeah, he was tripping out left and right and loving every minute of it.
Now the guy behind me was like, "Is that real fire?" And I was like, "I think so." Like, I don't know if
Yeah,
just
it's not
CGI that.
I was gonna say if that was CGI, that'd be damn good CGI.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
well, I almost said, yeah, she got that from Post Malone or something, because I'm not sure
God.
what tour. But honestly, is that the first time? No, is that the first time pyrotechnics is on a Madonna show?
No, she had pyrotechnics at
Girly Show.
Fever. What a lovely
Yeah.
way to burn.
Sorry, I had a moment of
Girly Show. Girly Show.
brain fart there. And I just recently watched Girly Show too. Like,
what's wrong?
I don't know.
We're exhausted. That's why.
I just need to go back to another show.
Sadly, not yet.
No, but I feel satisfied. Do you think
Do you think you're satisfied?
That I finally got to see
Finally, enough tour.
enough love. I finally got to see the show because now I can rest for some time. I'm not gonna say if I can maybe squeeze in a Dallas show in March, or who knows, spring break, I have some availability.
Liberty Gone Wild.
Well, look, I mean, as I mentioned, you're looking every which way. If you don't have multiple shows in your
You're gonna miss it.
in your
You're gonna
pocket,
miss
I
it.
feel you're gonna miss things.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if even let's say the tour is being filmed for an eventual release.
Well, no, it is. There's no way it can't not be.
Okay, but
Come on,
even
it is.
still, like you're not gonna see it all. You just
True.
there's gonna
I don't
be
know.
things they
I
can't
don't know how
include.
they would do it.
Yeah.
It would need like a multimedia experience or
Yes.
something. Like you need to be in like a 360 room or something. And like,
Yeah.
well, you're welcome, Madonna's team. There you go. You've got some ideas now.
Yeah. And you know, when I consider like all of the how artful it all is,
Yeah.
I think that if you don't get to see it in person a few times, you're just not getting
Once is like Madonna says, and some girls, too much is never
Yeah.
enough, you know?
True. That's so true.
So it's the MLVC mantra, you know? Eat the cake, buy the tickets.
And again, immerse yourself in the entire experience. Do a little research before you go. Start thinking about, hey, well, you know, what kind of merch do I want to look? People are posting photographs of that. You know, you want to see like
go with an intention.
Yeah, consider what you're wearing. And of course, we always do.
Oh,
right?
so let's talk about the outfits. Some fantastic outfits were out in full force in Philadelphia. We saw some Blonde Ambition. We saw a lot of like Material Girl, like a Virgin era.
Early Madonna.
What was some of the impressive? Oh, so we saw some fantastic like retro outfits that were there at the show last night. What was your look? You were a mix of.
So I had the beret, so I was, there's that moment in the show where they show the MTV,
I'm
this,
here because I wanted to talk
yes,
to you about us
us,
and all that we've been through.
or
I wanted to talk about me and you. I remember when we first met.
you never had any
You
more
didn't know
fun
who
with
you were
anyone
yet.
else.
Yeah. You've never had more fun with anyone else. And you know it. You've never had more fun.
With anyone else. I loved anyway, so that was kind of I just had, a little smorgasbord of a look. I
You
didn't
oh see, I thought the beret was either a mix between what's the in MDNA when she's doing
Yeah, it
the
could have gone so many ways. It's an homage to I met these lovely men in Biarritz, the MDNA
right.
moment. It's an
Well,
homage
I
to
thought I figured
Rebecca Carlson.
or Bad Girl.
It's an homage to Bad Girl. It's an homage to American Life. Um,
Yes. Oh yeah.
that
Yeah.
little promo tour.
Oh yeah, with the
And
dark
I
hair.
want to say, look, I'm gonna say because of my position, like where I was located in the on the runway there, that she saw that because neither of the two next to me had on anything. I mean, not to knock them,
You
but
stuck out.
yeah, it was a little bit more, oh, who's that?
Mhm.
And then
Who's
yeah,
that
and she was like,
girl?
who's that girl? And I was like, ¿Quién es esa niña? And then we had a whole moment and I went backstage. I just
No, you did not.
okay.
You wish. I wish.
He won't let me tell these stories. Okay, the NDA I signed was pretty
Don't
hardcore.
spread lies. Don't we don't want to
Okay,
lie on the
true,
show.
true, true.
Oh, no, I was gonna say Monroe Sedgwick. She was there at the show last night and dressed in a flawless Desperately Seeking Susan replica.
Yes.
I need her to make that jacket for me because it was literally the best replica I've seen. Like it literally, I was like, oh my God, that's Susan's jacket. Like it
Yes.
was amazing. It was
Yeah.
amazing. So Monroe, I want a replica of that
Right.
jacket. But yeah. Oh, and Kevin Prodigy was the
The guest
Vogue
judge.
ballroom judge, and very. I thought that was very appropriate because Kevin Prodigy had such hands on with this show, Beyonce's show, originally from Philadelphia. So doing Philly proud.
Yeah, that's awesome. And serving all the look, like the faces were incredible. And that moment is such a joyous moment of the
It's
show.
fun.
So
Yeah,
I
it's
really
party. It's just the party on stage.
like I said, I mean, all of the spots where I thought things happened weren't 100% where I thought they happened after all. So
Yeah.
I was really kind of stunned about that, like where things were and where she was facing at certain times. So I don't know, overall impression, A1, 100%. There's just nobody in the business ever who can do it better, has done it better, will do it better, period.
Favorite
Madonna forever.
top three numbers from the show.
Okay, Don't Tell Me. Um, Die Another Day.
I don't know what I'm doing.
And
Keep going. I'm delirious from exhaustion. That's what it is.
yeah, probably not erotica, but that's like probably number 4 to the Hung Up.
Oh, yeah.
Like the Tokisha call is kind of silly, but all the stuff that
It
happens after
works
the
though.
yeah,
Like I
it's
don't.
cute. Who the fuck is calling me?
Yeah, it's weird that she goes in from this gorgeous Justify My Love orgy into who's this? Takesha. And
Yeah.
she's like cackling and yeah. It's kind of
Cute.
funny. Yeah, I love and I still marvel at the fact I've seen it 5 times now. Every single time Madonna's Wonder Woman twirling around, the audience goes
nuts. It's crazy.
insane.
And it is really
I know it is.
incredible.
I don't know why. It's such
Madonna spinning is 100% one of like the iconic things in her.
it's almost like it's like replaced. Like we don't get the deep knee squats,
but we get the spin.
we got the spin, and she does it so well. It's so good.
It's so good.
It's just wonderful.
There's no down point for me. Like I said earlier, there's just nothing where I think like, nah, this I would have done. No, there's nothing like that.
Well, the guy behind me felt differently because there was a gentleman who fell asleep. And I was like, how much have you had to drink tonight, sir? Because literally I was like, she's right in front of you. Like it
Yeah.
was great. He did rally. Like I think his girlfriend like shook him awake out of his drunken stupor.
Maybe he has
And
narcolepsy.
oh,
We
that's a
don't know.
very considerate thought.
It's
I
okay. A lot of people
here
have
I am.
narcolepsy, I guess,
I'm
because
slagging him off. I'm like drunk, and he's
no.
like, no.
I mean, I had the same experience at MDNA tour where a dude in front of me was asleep, and I was like, "Bro, you paid a lot of money
I
for a nice
know.
place to
So
sleep, like for an uncomfortable spot
that's
to
a
sleep."
pricey nap.
Yeah, I just that's
Yeah.
weird to me, but and especially because there's so much going on. Like, you're not going to be bored.
No.
Sorry, you're not going to be bored.
Nap before the
Yeah,
show,
disco nap
dude.
like I did.
Liberty slept hard.
Stop it.
She was good. She was good. She
Um,
took that disco nap and she was revved and ready to
I was
party.
ready. Look, I
You
mean,
served it. You
I
was
woke up at
serving
on
face.
Thursday morning at 2:20 a.m.
All
to
right.
make my flight at 5. I
You
barely
got to see
slept.
Madonna.
I'm not whining. I'm just telling you, like, listen, I did what it took so that I could be there
Yeah.
because the woman is worth it.
Yeah.
And for women everywhere, for everybody everywhere, the woman is standing up and she's showing that you can do it. Whatever it is you want to do, it doesn't have to be that you're a celebration tour queen.
Right.
You're just, if you want something bad enough, you figure out a way to make it happen.
Go out there, grab it.
Yeah. Taken by the balls.
Mm-hmm, baby. You know.
Mhm.
Um, well, do you feel satiated from do you any other parting thoughts on
I
celebration?
mean, there's just so many things to say, and I'll never finish my thoughts because it's not a thing where I can be like, well, it was great. Thank you, next. No,
Mm-hmm.
because I love to just bask and soak it all in, think about it some more, rethink my other thoughts, and then come back and have another opinion in a couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
And I really believe that there's a possibility this tour goes on beyond Mexico, which means for me that
Fingers crossed.
you know, I'll see it again beyond Austin, hopefully.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Oh, it'll be fun.
MLVC road trip.
Rio de la Plata. Yeah, I mean,
Madonna forever.
forever.
Madonna forever. It's coming, by the way. Liberty and I have been working on it. We're almost ready to reveal that full song, and you're gonna love it.
And it's an onion, people. You peel back the layers. Peel them slowly or else you'll cry.
Taste all that flavor.
Yeah, but well, look, great things take time.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, they do.
And that's another reason I had to come to Philly, babes.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, that's our quick and dirty show for the not we're not dirty.
You said I was earlier.
I
but-
did. Well, your underwear. I said your underwear. Your underwear was dirty.
And my undies that smell.
Yeah.
My sweet Melly Mel has picked them up for me.
Yeah. Oh, with like forceps. So I was like, I'm not touching those.
Large forceps.
Not touching those with my bare hands.
Cute.
Well, remember everybody, you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Threads at MLVC Podcast. If you'd like to donate to the show, we're on Venmo at MLVC Podcast. And if you've not yet subscribed to this channel, tick that subscribe button so you never miss a video on our YouTube. Going live with other viewers such as Liberty. And in the future, in the coming months, about Celebration Tour, never want to miss a video. So tick that subscribe button. I'll also be uploading a little bit of the footage that I shot at the show because I got some good up close, amazing 4K footage of Madonna and those hot dancers.
Yeah.
So you're not going to want to miss that.
Way better than mine. Don't look at mine. Mine are shit.
Liberty's is, well, you still have an iPhone 5. So, I mean, the video is like
I was crying. I couldn't, like, the emotion was making it impossible for me to film. And I took videos and then I was like, why am I doing this? Like, I don't want to look at her through the lens. I want to see her because,
yeah.
it's just
You want to remember it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, well.
And I'll remember
Take us out, Liberty.
the way that she changed me. Now that I'm living in Philly for the next 20 hours until I go on. I'll remember.
Mhm.
Mm.